I am in a very rare situation. You know how there are two types of Girl Scout cookies? By this I mean they all have like two names. So there's two different companies that make them, right? And it's regional. I have the rare opportunity in which I've been eating Girl Scout cookies that I got here, but my parents came to visit and they brought Girl Scout cookies from home. Now, there is a point of contention here because I don't know where they got these, because I'm pretty sure the ones near our house are the same as the ones here. So I don't know where they found these ones. I'll have to ask. But look. Samoas. Samoas. Not caramel delights. And furthermore, Do-si-dos. Do-si-dos, not peanut butter sandwiches. Now, depending on where you are from, this is strange or expected. That's the thing. Now, unfortunately, I do not have caramel delights and peanut butter sandwiches on hand because I ate them all. However, I will tell you this. It has been many weeks that this Girl Scout cookie season has been in effect. And throughout this time, I've had a pretty consistent supply of both of these kinds of cookies. So while I don't have them on me right now, I have a very, very solid recollection of what they taste like, the mouthfeel, all of it. Because for the past few weeks, I've been eating these cookies. So I'm very well acquainted with them. Hence, my very unique situation being that I can compare them. Now, I'm gonna be real with you. I think 9 times out of 10, I've gotten the Caramel Delight peanut butter sandwich version, and it is definitely more rare that I've had the other branding. I don't know what the popular opinion is on these. I'm pretty sure there is a popular opinion. Like, I've seen people saying like one of them is better, one of them uses like better ingredients or higher quality of production, something like that. I believe that's true. Let me look this up. My phone is propped up on my computer at the moment, so well, while that's getting started. Okay, you know what? It doesn't matter. I shouldn't add bias. I'll look this up later. Now, one other difference that I will notice of note is the packaging. Let's take a look at these Samoas. Now, the Caramel Delight packaging is very different than this. The Caramel Delight packaging is this way, and it is, instead of a box, it is a foil wrapping. This is not the only type of Girl Scout cookies that does that type of wrapping, but it is worth noting that in the ones called Caramel Delights, it has that wrapping, but the ones called Samoas have this normal one. Well, the box. This is a box of Thin Mints. This I got here. So this would have been in the line that has Caramel Delights and peanut butter sandwiches. I'm actually curious. Oh wait, I just noticed something. They're not the same length. They're not the same height. And it's not just these ones. The dimensions of the box. The Do-si-dos are closer. Okay, maybe it is just the Samoas. But I'm really curious. This one, let me see. This one says Interbake Foods LLC and others. No, oh, I found it. Manufactured by ABC Bakers. Let's see what this one says. Manufactured by Little Brownie Bakers. This isn't news to me, but it's pretty cool seeing it with my own eyes. It's two different things, I'm telling you. I'll do more research later, because I'm really curious where. That's crazy. This is, well, I know it's not like, because that's the thing about it. That's what's really cool about the regionality of Girl Scout cookies, is that it's not like split, like cut in half America. It's not like this half of America has this has that. It's all integrated. It's like you could go a few towns over and get the other kind. That's what makes it so fascinating to me. And also, I feel like it adds a little bit of a roulette, you know, not knowing which towns or troops do which ones, because I don't really ever know. And there's a bit of gaslighting, because I'm like, no, they are called Samoas. I'm not making that up. They're called both. Anyway, I've stalled enough. In reality, I just had one of each, and then I made this video. And I'm not really hungry for more cookies right now, but for science. I will begin with the Do-si-dos. I am a huge fan of the peanut butter sandwich cookies. They've been one of my favorites for a while. Now, one thing of note, oh, I opened this wrong. On the packaging, it says oatmeal sandwich cookies with peanut butter filling. I was unaware of the oatmeal aspect of these cookies. Now I do want to look this up, actually, because I'm very curious if the peanut butter sandwiches, likewise, are oatmeal. Oh, if I just search, okay, peanut butter sandwich Girl Scout cookies. Okay, this is on the ABC Bakers website, which is the one that would call them peanut butter sandwich, all right? This one says crisp and oh, okay, it does say oatmeal. Crisp and crunchy oatmeal cookies with creamy peanut butter filling. Whereas this one says oatmeal sandwich cookies with peanut butter filling. So, okay, now I'm gonna go on the other website. Do-si-dos Girl Scout cookies. Little Brownie Baker's website. I'm getting to the source. Oatmeal sandwich, it's consistent with what's on the box. So I think that's interesting that ABC Bakers calls them crisp and crunchy, because, and I'm getting ahead of myself, I would argue these ones are more crisp and crunchy. Anyway, I am now going to eat this cookie. I actually think that sums it up really well. This is a very crisp and crunchy cookie. I would say that the cookie part has a much lighter consistency. I'd say it has the same amount of give as a Townhouse cracker, which is, it's light. I feel like I could probably break it pretty easily. Like it's light, it's got give. That's not to say the other one doesn't, but that's the consistency. Whereas the peanut butter sandwich, I would say, I don't know how to describe. It feels more, like the cookie's a little more solid, more dense maybe. I feel with this one, I'm not getting as strong of a peanut butter flavor, but then at the end I do. Whereas with the peanut butter sandwiches, I take a bite and I'm like, peanut butter. But this one, it's like, okay, yeah, it's in there. This one tastes, I feel like it tastes saltier. I feel like it tastes like those pretzels with the peanut butter inside. This tastes more like those to me. I think it's the salt, I think it's the lightness, whatever difference in peanut butter. These to me taste more like those pretzels with peanut butter inside them than the peanut butter sandwich cookies do. Now I must admit my bias, as I said before, about 9 out of 10 times when I get Girl Scout cookies, it's the ABC bakers as opposed to the little brownie bakers. So I am more biased towards those. I think that I prefer the ABC bakers version of these ones because I like the girth of the peanut butter sandwich cookie, and I feel like these ones also are more salty, which is great. I don't dislike that, but it's a cookie, you know, like, just eat a pretzel if you want that, you know? Okay. But neither of them are bad. They're very similar. Now we get serious, okay? Let me look on the websites for each of these. Let me see if I can find this quickly. Our cookies, perhaps? Oh, here we go. I have all of the names of them at my fingertips right now. Let me just go over these because this is fascinating. ABC Bakers has lemonades, adventurefuls, peanut butter patties, peanut butter sandwich, tray foils, that's bonkers, Thin Mints, toast -yay exclamation point. So toast yay, caramel delights, and caramel chocolate chip. To contrast, Little Brownie Bakers has, unfortunately these are not in the same order, so bear with me. Thin Mints, Samoas, Tagalongs, Do-si-dos, Trefoils, Adventurefuls, Lemon Ups, Girl Scout S'mores, and Toffee-tastic. That's interesting to me because I believe I'm gonna have to look this up later because there was a kind that was advertised as s'mores, but it wasn't the same s'mores that Little Brownie Bakers has, which is like it looks like a s'more. It's got the cookie, the stuff, and then the cookie. But this kind that I'm thinking of is like a square. Whatever, you know what a square looks like. And it's engulfed in chocolate. And it tastes like a frosted animal cracker. Apparently they don't have those anymore, so I'm not gonna stop looking for them. But that's interesting to me. I've gotten off track. Let me pull up the information. Now, the description of caramel delights on the ABC Bakers website is vanilla cookies topped with caramel, sprinkled with, let me start again. Vanilla cookies topped with caramel, sprinkled with toasted coconut, and laced with chocolatey stripes. The description of Samoas on littlebrowniebakers.com is crisp cookies with caramel, coconut, and chocolatey stripes. They are one for brevity, I will say that. Now, that is consistent with what I have on the box right here. Let's crack into these. Now, it is interesting that despite being in the upright box, it has the pop out, this sort of doohickey. I think in terms of a packaging perspective, this is better because the other one not having the box, I feel they'll go stale quicker because the box provides an air-sealed containment device, whereas just the foil does not, because you rip it pretty easily, and then once you've got that opening, you know, air can get in there. So in terms of packaging, I definitely prefer this. Now, this cookie, in my opinion, I'm like pretty sure, I'm like 70% sure that the coconut is darker on this cookie than it is on the caramel delights. Oh God, this cookie smells banging. I'm looking at the photos. It's hard to tell, but I'm pretty sure that's true. I'm going to eat this cookie. Now this one, I feel, is a more significant difference between this and the other version. First and foremost, it is definitely a lighter cookie. The caramel delights, when I had just gotten my wisdom teeth out, it was a struggle to eat those, and it really hurt because my jaw was really sore, and eating a caramel delight was painful, but it was worth it. But this one, I feel like wouldn't feel that way. I feel like it would be easier to eat, having just gotten my wisdom teeth out. So that's nice. The caramel delight has like more resistance. It has, maybe it's because it has thicker caramel, maybe also a thicker cookie, because I know that I also feel like the peanut butter sandwich has a thicker cookie than the Do-si-do. So perhaps that's one consistency with little brownie bakers is thinner cookie, or at least lighter cookie, less dense cookie. Definitely less thick, dense caramel. I like, the caramel delights have like, they're borderline chewy, but not in a bad way. Like, it has the crunch, but then it has give. You have to like work at it a little. Not like in a bad way. Like the way I'm describing it seems more than it is. It's like the difference between a Twix and a Kit Kat, but less extreme. It's not as chewy as a Twix. The caramel isn't like stringy. It's not like that. But that's what it's like, the difference. Now the other thing. Well, let me take another bite first. I'm getting a burnt flavor from this. I'm getting, my theory is perhaps they toast the caramel more, and I'm getting that. I don't think this is a batch issue, because I think I can remember that the last time I got called Samoas, I remember thinking that they weren't as good as I remembered, and I didn't make the connection at the time why that was. But now, again, since I've had caramel delights so recently, it can come to my mind, I know this doesn't taste as good to me. It's not just the Again, the Do-si-dos were pretty similar. I mean, the differences were negligible, and I really could go either way with those. But this is significant because not only is it lacking that give to the crunch, but the flavor is off to me. It feels like burnt flavor. I'm not saying it is burnt, but that's the taste that I'm getting, which is very interesting. I'm also wondering if they use darker chocolate on these, because that chocolate tasted pretty dark. I mean, I went chocolate on the bottom, so like I got that right on my tongue. That tasted like dark chocolate to me. And I unfortunately cannot recall with that much specificity what the chocolate on the caramel delights tasted like. But it didn't stand out to me like this, I'll tell you that. I know I am like paying attention to it, but I'm wondering if they use a darker chocolate. See, this just has nutrition facts. Now I'd like to do some research and see if maybe that, I want to see what other people think. I don't need to hear about the name. I'm gonna look on this fandom wiki. I'm an adult. Oh, this wiki is lacking in detail that I couldn't get on my own. This is also an outdated image on the wiki, so they should really update that, to be honest, because oh my god, it's not even the same picture of the girls. That's crazy. I do remember them changing these photos at some point. You know what? I think they're all more STEM focused now. No, the Thin Mints isn't. But see, this one, they're doing robot. This one, they're doing roller coasters. And I don't believe that's just on this brand. I think that's overall. Because I remember that the peanut butter sandwiches had them dancing. And the Thin Mints had them planting a tree. I don't remember. Oh, because it was on the wiki. The Samoas had the girl doing public speaking. I'm not saying there's a conspiracy or anything. Like, they just changed it. Like, I would be surprised if they didn't change that at some point. Okay. Now I'm on girlscouts.org. That's interesting. That's interesting. On the Girl Scouts website, it has links to each separate manufacturer page of the cookies. For example, under Caramel Delights and Samoas, it says there's a link to Caramel Delights details, and underneath it, a link to Samoa's details. That's just an example. This is for all of them. Huh. Well, I don't think I'll be able to get such specific information as to what % dark the chocolate in Caramel Delights is, which is unfortunate. I would like to find a poll. ABC versus brownie bakers. Ooh, a map. Oh, this is not a very good map because that's by state, and I don't think it's by state. It can't be just by state because I'm pretty sure that's not how it is. Anyway. poll. Maybe someone made a poll, right? Okay. Let me see if I can find the results quickly. Okay. This is interesting. This article is from the News and Observer. It's titled, "Which Girl Scout Cookie is the Best? We judge the North Carolina supply versus those in other states." Okay, I'll link it. But they go cookie by cookie, which is awesome. These results are very interesting. I just looked at the first one. I think I'll just look at the ones that I tasted, right? Peanut butter sandwiches versus Do-si-dos. Now I'm reading verbatim what it says in the article. Despite the snazzy name, more than twice as many tasters preferred the peanut butter sandwich by ABC Bakers, but 2 tasters couldn't tell the difference. They looked exactly alike. Comments included, peanut butter flavor more pronounced, saltier, and tastes like a Nutter Butter. Are these not all, maybe not the last one, but that's what I said. That's what I said. Saltier. I'm not making this up. Anyway. I am curious. I'm going to read this Thin Mints one. I'm just curious. Okay. These cookies were visibly different. They are they? Huh. The ABC Thin Mints were lighter in color with a lighter brown center. LBB Thin Mints had darker chocolate with a darker cookie center. Oh, now I'm really interested. Wait. Oh, yes, because this is the ABC. Where is it? No, this is Little Brownie Bakers. So what's this one? This is ABC. Because these are darker cookies. Oh, see, I only have like 2 left. You're making me do this right now. It's for science. Right? That's a fucking dark cookie. So, I don't know what they're on about because now I don't know if I can trust this source because that's not true. They said ABC Thin Mints were lighter in color with a lighter brown center. Are we looking at the same thing? LBB Thin Mints had darker chocolate with a darker cookie center. I mean, I'll give them the benefit of the doubt that I guess you could have a cookie darker than this. Let me take it under the light. But it looks pretty damn dark to me. So, I mean, in terms of their description, they said, our tasters preferred the lighter chocolate. I don't want to hear that one taster couldn't tell the difference. Get them out of here. Think with your brain. Anyway, with comments mostly saying that the ABC cookie was mintier, and one taster saying LBB's cookies chocolate was too overpowering. This I do agree with because those ones I definitely can remember. Sometimes I get them and then I feel like I can't really taste the mint. This I definitely can taste the mint. And that is consistent with what they said. To reiterate. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Caramel DeLites versus Samoas. These cookies were visibly different, but very similar in taste. I call cap on that. The Caramel DeLite had a lighter milk chocolate and less coconut. That's what I said. While the Samoa went for a dark chocolate, that's what I said, and more coconut. Plus, the coconuts seemed to be toasted. That's what I said. giving the overall cookie a darker color. That's what I said. In the tasting, the Samoa had a more pronounced chocolate taste and was crunchier. Voting was close, with the winning cookie just 3 votes ahead of second place. How many people do they have? They probably had like 12 people. Really, there were no losers when it comes to this delicious creation. Stop it. Winning bakery. Little brownie baker stops the ABC sweep. Okay, you probably had a sample size of like 20 people. Let's get over it. They are darker. Look at this. I don't know if you can see it. I'm not making this shit up. That's what I said. So, that's my review of the issue of Samoa's caramel delights and Do-si-dos and peanut butter sandwiches. I must admit I am disappointed a little bit that I preferred the ones with the less fun names, because every time I see caramel delights, I think, oh yeah, Samoas. They're not really caramel delights, they're Samoas. That's what they're called. But I actually don't like the Samoas as much. So that's a little messed up. But Do-si-dos is a cute name. But I'm gonna be honest, if somebody told me their favorite Girl Scout cookie was a Do-si-do, I'd say, what the fuck is that? I don't know what that is. People just don't, this name is just not as used as the Samoas. People use this term. People do not use this term. So I think that is definitely something to be considered, that we think of these as Samoas, even though we may use the term caramel delights exchangingly. I don't really know anyone that's true about this for the reverse, but I mean, maybe I just haven't met them. I don't know. So this was a very, very fascinating experiment, discovery. I didn't discover anything. I didn't really do any experimentation. I just ate cookies. But this is fascinating to me. So this concludes this. So interesting.